Hard not to root for those guys. And boom, right down the middle there. When I first started playing, they said the middle solves the riddle, and I'm sure you've heard that before.
Have certainly heard that, and proves true even at the pro level.
Oh.
Second serve.
And almost we see Christian Alshon with the Burt. Like to see that.
0-0-2.
Another Burt from Christian Alshon.
And Catherine says, hey, I don't play the left here.
1-0-2.
And she found herself there, though, after Christian poached, and she switched. And Christian imposing his will earlier, taking over in the middle. You're going to see him do that all game. That's mixed for you. Dylan doesn't quite do it as much, and if he does, it's more subtle. And Tyra, really nice hands so far, getting a couple attacks by Christian back, but in this case, she popped it up just a little bit, and he was able to put it away. Wow. Almost, yeah, they got to figure out a way of keeping Christian out of the game, and one suggestion I always have is keeping him honest, going behind him so that he's not able to just hang out in the middle so much.
Second serve.
Frazier puts that one away on the angle.
Yeah, and that's one where he went behind him too. You know, Christian's going to be covering middle there. That's what good players do. And if somebody hits it behind you, it hits a winner, you just say, hey, good shot.
2-1-2. Point.
And off the tape, and then did it go in? Did it not? They called it in.
3-1-2.
Wow.
Point.
Yeah, this is a clinic here in alpha player mixed. He is just taking whatever he can, and
4-1-2.
Catherine is happy to let him do it.
Of course, Catherine Parenteau usually playing mixed doubles this year with Jack Sock, but Sock not playing out here in Southern California. So this is the second time that Alshon and Parenteau have played together. They actually took a game off of Ben Johns and Annalie Waters at, in Phoenix at Desert Ridge Open earlier this year. So very dangerous team.
For sure. And a third Burt of the match looked like, or two, depending on how you're scoring them, but he hit the tape on that one, and I think Catherine may have been kind of close to the kitchen line there and messed him up just a little bit. And Dylan was not fooled by that one. She got it a little bit closer to the middle, I think, than she wanted to, as opposed to trying to get that ball on his right hip.
Second serve. 3-4-2.
And Dylan coming over into the middle, doing his best Christian Alshon impersonation there and winning a point. And it's at 4-4, even though I feel like early on that Alshon and Parenteau have had the better of the action.
Point.
More aggression from Dylan Frazier paying off.
Yeah, you have to do it as the male player in mixed. You just have to.
5-4-2.
Ooh.
Point.
And Catherine stepping in for an Ernie
Timeout
there.
receiver.
These
Time in.
quarterfinals, so very dangerous opponent here
6-4-2.
on grandstand.
Great get there by Dylan that kept them in the point. A lot of these pros are smart and they go for big angles because pickleball, you just can't hit it that hard, maybe 60 miles an hour, and so these guys can get those back, and so if you're able to put it off the court, it's a huge advantage.
And Frazier trying to apply pressure again, but Parenteau ready with the counter.
I think there was a net ticker in there as well that may have affected that. Oh.
Second serve.
And so Catherine's missed a few shots early here, you know, balls that she's attacking or trying to put away, and I'm sure that'll settle down.
Yep. Side out.
And she left the ball up just a little bit there, and that's all Dylan Frazier needed. He slid over to his right and got some nice top spin on a semi-swinging volley there that caught Christian.
7-4-1. Second serve.
Christian seems to have slowed his aggression a little bit. He's not hanging out right on that center line as much. I'm not sure why, as he was really successful with that early in this game.
Side out.
There we go.
Right as you say it, it kind of moves into a bit more of an aggressive position there.
4-7-1. Second serve.
And that's a nice return there. And it's tough a lot of times for the woman player in the mix to know, hey, is my partner going to try and take that ball that's sort of in the middle or not? And all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, he's letting it go. And now last minute she has to make a good shot.
Side out.
Christian there tried to do his own shake and bake, and he hit a nice shot, but you know, Tyra Black had a really nice counter there.
7-4-1. Second serve.
Serve is long. Dylan's not happy about that.
7-4-2. Side out.
And both teams seem to be somewhat stuck on their respective scores here.
4-7-1.
We'll see who can make the first move.
Second serve.
Yeah, a few unforced errors from both sides that are keeping them stuck on 4 and 7.
4-7-2. Side out.
And that's the second time she's kind of gone for a little inside-out shot there. I don't think it's going to work anyway. I think Dylan's sitting on that, which would be a forehand for him.
7-4-1. Second serve.
I think what you said earlier about going behind Alshon, we're seeing Black do that a little bit, and having some success kind of almost got it past him on that, even though they ended up losing that point.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get it past him, but you are going to keep him honest, you know, because obviously if he comes too far over the middle, then you might get it past him.
Side out.
And really nice attack there. He came over almost all the way to Catherine's sideline and caught Dylan up high a little bit.
4-7-1. Point.
So Dylan has missed a serve and now a return in the same game, and that's a very rare event.
Second serve.
And that's another rare event there. Catherine could literally hit 100 dinks in a row.
5-7-2.
I've seen her do it. And it's infectious out there. It's weird.
It's not what you're used to seeing from any of these players.
No, Dylan missing a dink, a return a serve, and a serve. All in the same game. It's a reverse lottery ticket.
6-7-2.
Wow.
Point.
And Christian hit 5 really good shots there, and they got 5 back, but not the 6th. And all of a sudden, they've tied it back up at 7 now. So whichever team can cut down on the unforced errors, hopefully to 0,
7-7-2.
I feel like it's going to win this game.
Amazing pickleball from everyone involved on there. The hands from everyone.
Yeah, just amazing resets. That point should have been over at least 5 times somewhere in that early attack. Dylan, I think, hit 5 balls in a row, and 5 really good balls. He even hit an inside-out overhead
8-7-2.
to Alshon's backhand. And in the middle of that last point, Catherine actually went to that shot that she missed twice in a row, sort of the inside-out forehand volley attack, and
7-8-1.
she made it this time, but Dylan was ready for it. And that's just bad luck. You hate in pickleball. I'm in favor of just redoing those points. How about
Really?
you? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, I was like, huh.
In rec play, when it goes against me, I'm like, or on courts that you play where you get bad bounces, I'm like, come on.
Right.
Let's just replay these when you get that bad bounce. Or
8-8-1.
But only in rec play and only when you're losing.
there, exactly.
Right.
Yes. Exactly. Thank you for clearing that up. Actually, my biggest pet peeve is the courts they do, and they're beautiful, and the lines, they didn't put sand in the paint or any sort of grit in them.
9-8-1.
Can
Yeah,
be a
good,
difficult transition to make.
good point. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, and there's that shot you talked about where Tyra went down the line earlier, and she did it at a really good point here. And the great part about it was she kept it low. There was nothing he could do with it. The best he was going to do on that was get it back into play, which of course he did. But it won the point for them because it gave them slight
10-8-1.
advantage in the point. Game point.
Second serve.
And 1 game point saved.
There we go. And Christian with an emphatic, yeah.
10-8-2.
Ah,
Game. 11-8.
Catherine
Timeout,
giving.
stage ends, 2 minutes. Game
And
2.
when I asked him who he wanted to give a shout out to, that's who he mentioned. Bobby
0-0-2.
Thompson.
There we go.
Side out.
It's a good friend to give. You're doing your due diligence as a friend
0-0-1.
to give your other friends shout outs.
That's
when,
true,
you
that's
have
true.
The chance on stream.
Point.
Great point, great gets there, but I think Dylan hit his volley long.
1-0-1. Second serve. 1-0-2. Point.
And you'll have to listen for the referee to give the score. Our scoreboard is glitching here at the moment. It's still showing 9-8 from game one. We've got all our top crack technicians on it.
It is correct on the stream, though, so we're good. Thankfully for the stream, just in here in person on the in-person scoreboards.
3-0-2. Out. Side out. Here. 0-3-1. Second serve.
So a really good start here for Christian and Catherine, exactly what they were hoping for.
0-3-2.
Since this game represents an elimination game for them if they don't win it.
Side out.
And Alshon looked like he wanted to Ernie that, but well done by him to let it fall wide.
3-0-1. Point.
And just some bad luck so far for Frazier and Black, who are missing some shots they normally would not.
Point.
And they're definitely targeting Tyra with drives there, and she's having some trouble. Yeah, he actually had an operation. Some sort unknown exactly what that was. And he's still recovering, he said, so obviously well enough to play high-level pickleball.
Also not playing singles this tournament probably helps keep his energy up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Singles probably he couldn't have done.
Second serve.
And Catherine missing another rare shot.
Side out.
And Dylan sneaking over there to take a drive that was directed at Tyra.
0-6-1. Second serve.
Tyra, by the way, is playing with Pickle Paddle, P-I-K-K-L. Have not seen too many of those, but obviously something that's working for her, and she has a partnership with them.
Side out.
She also asked me to mention two of her other sponsors, which are Halo and Reebok.
6-0-1.
And that one works. That's the one that she went for twice, didn't get. Third, got it, but lost a point, but that attack worked, and it did so because it came more into Dylan's body.
7-0-1. Second serve.
And Catherine expected Christian to take that ball. He did not, so the last second she took a stab at it.
7-0-2. Side out.
And the serve back to Black and Frazier. Some work to do, though.
Now or never, now or never. They got to get something here.
0-7-1.
And that stayed in?
Did stay in.
Wow, great shot. Yeah, from below the net. Put a tremendous amount of top spin on there. Beautiful shot. Wow. Great gets by Dylan, but no match for Alshon's great shots, and you saw his athleticism there. I don't know if we'd call that a Burt, but he certainly came over and went about 10 feet in the air to hit that overhead.
One of the best athletes we've got on tour, certainly showing that there.
Wow, great get by Alshon, and then the second one he let it go and it landed in, so nothing you can do about that.
We saw the lob from Parenteau, but Black able to get that one on the backhand side.
Another great point. Really good shots and good resets and gets by both teams.
Hands battle certainly heating up here in game 2. One of the reasons why we love mixed doubles. So many fast-paced rallies.
0-7-1. I'm sorry.
And a piece of plastic blows onto the court. The referee puts it in the cooler.
All right, here we go, players. 0-7-1.
What a spot from Dylan. Frazier finds the back corner.
Yeah, somehow Dylan needs to be able to hit more balls. They are really working Tyra, and Dylan is certainly a top 10 player, and Tyra right there at number 10 somewhere. And Dylan taking over in the middle.
And you said that's going to be the key for them going forward. We'll see if he looks to be more aggressive.
I think it is. You know, they're just targeting Tyra, and she's playing well, but
and Frazier coming alive. Puts that one away on the angle. And it was really those resets from Black that kind of helped set him up and kept the point alive for him to take over.
3-7-1. Second serve.
And a rare third shot miss from Dylan. Still got a second serve.
3-7-2.
Hopefully get another point.
Point.
Let's go.
And he surprised Kat, well, maybe not surprised her, but certainly did something a little uncharacteristic, hit a nice hard forehand drive that she missed.
Too much Christian Alshon, what a point.
Yeah, they just could not get the ball to Catherine, and they tried, and he just kept, his reach is incredible, right? And he kept reaching over with that forehand and just barely hitting it off the end of his paddle.
7-4-1.
And making shots that were just too difficult to control.
Point.
And that's unfortunate for any fans of Frazier and Black out there, and I'm sure it's many of you.
Second serve.
And that's swing and a miss finally for Christian there on one.
Maybe a hole in the paddle, as we say.
I'm looking, I'm looking. Yeah, and speaking of Christian's paddle, he's wanted me to mention that he's playing with the Paddle Tech Bantam TKO, and quote unquote, he said that's the best legal paddle. So, bit of a joke there with all the controversy about which paddles are legal or too hot, too much spin, too much deflection, delaminate too quickly. I'm sure you've heard all the stories about it. Crazy good point. And the last shot was so good, I think it hit her in the belly. She didn't even get a paddle on it.
And game point here for Parenteau and Alshon.
Wow, great lob there. Haven't seen too many lobs this game. That was definitely the best one so far. They get the serve back. Chance to hopefully climb back a couple points into this game.
4-10-1.
Nice speed up there in a good spot. And speaking of the paddles too, we got 4 different paddles out there, 3 different paddle companies. Obviously they all work for the players out there.
5-10-1.
And if you follow any of the YouTube stuff by Zane Navratil, he played recently with Jack Monroe, and they played a couple 5-0s, and they played with wooden paddles. I'll finish the story in a second. And anyway, Zane and Jack beat 2 very good 5-0 players playing with wooden paddles.
10-5-1.
So sometimes which paddle you're playing with can be overemphasized.
Point game.
Really bad luck there. That ball ticked off the net. Tyra.
Time in. 0-0-2.
And Christian, to be fair, has caught him a couple times with that speed up, but certainly Dylan's not thinking about anything else but the fact that it's coming. Great get. And Dylan has one of the best counters in the game. I mean, there's a reason that people don't speed up against Dylan and JW. Just bad luck there. There was a net ticker there that I don't know exactly how it affected the point, but I know it affected Dylan negatively because he was right in it. So a little controversy. It was definitely out. In fact, I don't even think it was close at all.
101.
Him.
Great point. Catherine made some great saves, resets on that point. She's just really a master at it. Really fun to watch. Leah Jansen sneaking through the court. Ref perhaps waiting for her to get to the other side.
102.
ATP from Catherine Parenteau gets the job done. What a shot.
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen one yet in this game, but Tyra just got the ball a little bit too wide. If you're playing against high-level players, you just cannot hit that ball too far cross court.
021.
Beauty, beauty. And yeah, I feel like she could use that a little bit more often. You know, even if she's not attacking, which she did on that ball, you know, every 5 or 6 balls or so, hey, at least hit one down the line there. Because every time she hits the ball, he's making a move towards the middle, even if it's slight, in anticipation of a possible attackable ball. And boom goes the dynamite. Dylan comes in there and hits 3 shots in a row, all within about 1 second, and puts the final one away with an exclamation point.
Knotted up at 2 early in the third game.
Second serve.
And yeah, I felt like that ball was a little bit too low to go for, and he caught the tape with it. Wow.
The defense from Frazier and Black, what a point.
Yeah, there was one there that Dylan got that I don't know how he got it. And that's partially because there's a screen here on the desk, so I missed the actual point of contact, but I was like, that ball is going to be put away, and it was not.
Sometimes you just got to put the paddle down and hope it's in the right spot.
And that's a nice attack. And I see Connor Pardo has joined the crowd here, founder of the PPA and still a crucial member. And that reminds me, I knew his dad when we were kids, and he said his dad's here at the tournament, so I need to find him after this match.
Through the middle goes Parenteau, and we've seen her went for that shot a few times in game 1, missed it, and finds it at that point to give her team a 1-point advantage.
Yeah, that one was a little different because it was a high ball that she could attack as opposed to sort of just a misdirect. Boom. And that's the first ball I've seen Catherine not reset in a while, and there have been many balls all as difficult as that one was.
Too much defense.
Dylan keeps going to the well and coming up with something crazy because Christian smartly keeps going behind him and keeps going at a really sharp angle cross court. Very exciting, great game here in game 3. And there we see it again. So love it from Tyra. She's being really smart there and at opportune moments going down the line. And I think she's catching Christian leaning just.
4-3-1. Second serve.
Big point out of the timeout for Parenteau, and Alshon brings up second serve, looking to get the side out.
4-3-2. Side out.
And Dylan reached out as that ball came over his shoulder, thinking maybe to help it over the net.
3-4-1.
But I don't think that's legal anymore. Wow. And let's go back to dinking.
An incredible point from everyone involved, and you hate to see it end with a net cord.
Yeah, no, that's brutal. Brutal, right? You work really hard on that. It's funny, on that last point, I was watching Dylan's face as the two ladies were dinking back and forth, and he's just totally intense, just totally focused, waiting for anything that he can go and steal. Impose himself in the point.
4-3-1. Second serve.
So as most of you know, the players are stacking, meaning they're keeping the male in the ad court, and they're still checking each time, even though they're doing it every time. You're seeing the players saying, hey, is this good? This is what I'm doing.
Side out.
I honestly think it becomes, you know, even if you know which side you're going to be on, it just becomes part of a routine, you know, pre-serve routine or pre-return routine. Just one final check to make sure you're both on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I do it, and I play with a buddy of mine, Jim Jenkins, all the time, who's a lefty, so we always stack. And, you know, all of a sudden you're not concentrating for a second. And I played a lot of mixed doubles, you know, senior pro back in the day. And if you didn't...
4-4-2.
And that was one of the rules. Hey, we need to check every time, you know, make sure that we're in the right spot. Because in those days, if you weren't in the right spot, you lost the point. And regardless of that, it happened many times, and sometimes more often in certain matches where it just killed you. You know, you're playing a 15-pointer.
4-4-1.
So that goes out, but again, we don't want to take away. Tyra Black caught Christian going down the line again, and Dylan just missed the follow-up on that. So that may be a key here, especially in such a tight match. We're at 4-4 in the third game, both teams playing well.
And this game has been progressing very slowly compared to games 1 and 2. Just shows you just how hard it is to come by points at this level when both teams are on. As Frazier finishes another point.
Yeah, that's going to be key here. Which man can impose himself more, take away some shots, and do something with them. Beautiful. And so that's the first one that she went down the line, and so I'm sure Dylan was again looking for the forehand, which she's done 6, 7 times prior to this. So really smart play, and that's the way it works. You set them up for that. I mean, he didn't even get a paddle on that. He didn't even try to go for it.
Point.
And tied up again. Cannot get any closer here in game 3.
He just got that a little high. Catherine's allowed to make a mistake every once in a while, too. And it's a ball length mistake. I mean, just barely a little bit too high, allowing him to attack it.
Good sequence there from Frazier.
Yep, and he's just, again, that's where he's
5-5-1.
taking a chance, attacking, figuring he's going to win that battle most of the times.
Point. Timeout. Change ends. 6-5-1. 1 minute.
And that's a ball that dipped there a little bit too much, and it's hard to tell sometimes, like, where's that ball going to land? You want to take away time and space if you can.
6-5-1. Second serve.
Parenteau finds the middle there.
Yeah, and I love it. You know, again, she struggled earlier. We pointed that out. She didn't say, hey, you know what, I'm not hitting that shot anymore. She knows that's one of her bread and butter shots, and she knew that it would come back to her. I think you mentioned earlier that they would settle in, and she sure did. Oh.
Side out.
And smart play there by Tyra. Catherine was way off the court, but she just went for a little bit too much.
And so many bursts, or attempted bursts from Christian Alshon today. I don't know if I've seen that many ever in a single match.
Whenever I play in a match where somebody on the other side is successfully poaching consistently, I'm like, hey, stay on your side. Or to his partner, hey, tell him stay on his side. Wow. And that's Dylan setting up Tyra. He attacked Christian, and Christian got a good shot back, but Tyra was just sitting on that two-handed backhand, as every woman pro seems to do.
6-5-1.
Oh.
Second serve.
And Dylan's not going to miss too many of those. As a friend likes to say to me, he makes that 10 out of 9 times.
Point.
And another nice little shot down the line. I think that, you know, affected the outcome of that point.
And a 2-point advantage now for Black and Frazier.
In the driver's seat, for sure. And there it is. I just focused on Christian Alshon that entire point just to see what he was doing. And he's just constantly looking, waiting for a ball that's just a little bit too high. And I also noticed him stay down the line a couple times where he was worried that Tyra might speed one up down the line. Wow. And that time, that's the first time she's done that this game, where she attacked him at all, I think. And she caught him a little bit, and even though he was on it, he hit it long. And there, Catherine getting the best of Dylan there on that one. She's got great hands, world class, obviously.
I think good pressure there from Frazier. Going back to that last point, it was a really nice job from Parenteau to slide right to take that backhand counter.
Yeah, that's one thing I'd like to be able to do more of myself. You know, you got to anticipate and move out of the way.
7-6-1.
And I don't do it. And Dylan's ready for that one. And one little tip too is when you do attack somebody, be ready for the ball to go out. A lot of people hit out balls on the next shot because they're desperately scrambling to counter it.
Just how many put-away shots do you have to hit to win a point against, against these guys?
And Christian's everywhere, so to Christian I say, stay on your side.
8-6-2.
Oh.
Side out.
Just like with my own shots, I felt like that was just going to be slightly short.
I think that's the second missed third we've seen from Frazier
6,
in
8,
this
1.
game 3.
Second serve. 6-8-2.
Wow. Christian seemed like he went 20 feet into the air there to get that one, and it was at least 10. Really amazing leap up there.
7-8-2.
Smashed that ball. And that's one that Catherine wants back as well as she's played. That was a mistake there, left that ball too high.
Eight, 7-1. Point.
Missed return at a tough time for Christian Alshon.
Timeout receivers. 9-7-1, 1 minute.
Not too surprising there to get a timeout.
Time in. 9-7-1. Match point.
And what's the word for that? Touché, because that's the word that Catherine has used at least 3 times to perfection. And again, for the first time, Tyra just pulled that out of her bag. Oh, and that ball came up over us and over the fence, I think.
Point.
And Tyra just, I don't think it's here. I think it went over, no? Did it go in the umbrella?
And the ball.
Dylan is coming over.
The ball went over the fence.
The ball went over. Yeah, Dylan came over looking at my partner here saying, hey, where's my ball?
And I promise I didn't take it. And
that was
another match point here.
Right, here we go,
Incredible
players.
point. That was incredible.
10-7-2.
This is why we watch. Oh, and again, Tyra goes down the line, and Dylan actually had a ball that he could attack and just missed it. So, life for Christian and Catherine. And Catherine, really nice counter there. Tyra went to the well once more and attacked her.
8-10-1.
Tough to attack cross court. Oh, and she was in the right position for it too. She got the scorpion or pancake, or maybe a combined version of those two in the middle of those two, but
9-10-1.
she could not get it over the net.
Oh. What a response here for Parenteau and Alshon. They saved 2 match points, and then they win 3 points.
10-7-1, right?
It was 10-7-1.
10-10-1.
Now 10-10-1.
Point.
And honestly, just some bad luck for Dylan. He's missed 3 different balls, hit the tape, you know, on balls that he makes and, you know, almost never misses. Match point. And Dylan, wisely, I'm sure it was tough for him to do, but let a ball go just long from Christian. So again, match point, and obviously
11-10-2.
Tyra and Dylan need this one.
What a finish. And Christian, Alshon, Catherine, Parenteau